board. So a corporate branding board is normally a single page document that includes all of the visual elements of a brand. So that will be the logo, corporate colors, typefaces, any graphic elements including submarks, little symbols, patterns and things, maybe a style of photography. And this basically might come with some instructions. You may have heard of a style guide, which brands use to make sure that anyone who's creating any graphic design for that brand will actually follow that guide so that all the branding is cohesive and matches, and that the public can actually start to build an understanding, visual understanding of what that brand is about. Now, these branding boards are created by a graphic designer. So that's what we're going to do today for your communication folio. Just go to Pinterest, and I've typed in corporate branding boards, and I'd like all of you to do the same thing. So as you can see, there's a lot of examples on Pinterest. They all have the logo at the top. That's one of the conventions. They normally have either squares or rectangles or circles with the corporate colors. They have fonts or typefaces and imagery or patterns and some submarks. We're going to keep it pretty simple for the organic product folio that you guys are doing. Just want you to scroll down and find one that you think is simple and you might be able to follow as an effective layout. So I've found this one here. It's nice and simple. It's just got the barest minimum of what you need on a corporate branding board, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to my Illustrator folio template and paste it in, so edit, paste. I'm going to then scale it up. I'm going to use this as a guide for the layout of my final presentation. Now it is slightly different dimensions. I've made the final presentations A3. This is more of a tall, skinny shape. That's okay. I'm just going to sort of make it work. The first thing you need to do is get your main logo. So select it all, and if it's not already grouped, go Object Group and copy and paste it. So edit, copy, over here to paste. Scale it up and place it in the top center. Just make sure that there is a nice gap here at the top and you're not sort of squishing it up at the top, and make sure it is nicely centered, not off to the side. So you want equal distance here and here. Now we're going to do the color palette, which in this case is circles. Now what you can do if you would like to is go View, Guides, Show Guides, and these little blue lines are guides. And if you have your rulers showing up the top here, so View, Rulers, and then Show Rulers, what you can do is drag down from the top a ruler like that, and that'll help you line up your color palette circles. You can do squares if you want to, or rectangles, or an organic shape. I don't mind, whatever suits your branding. So I'm going to use the ellipse tool, and I'm going to draw a circle in the center to be the first of my color palette circles. Now it's come in white. So one thing that you can do to easily get corporate colors is over here, use the eyedropper tool, and if you've selected this, if this shape is selected, you can click on the eyedropper and click on a color from your logo or maybe your pattern design to get that exact color, and place that right in the center. And then you can copy that. So edit, copy, edit, paste in front is really helpful because it actually pastes on top of what you've just done. Then if you hold down Shift, you can actually drag it over. I'm going to do it here as well. edit, copy, edit, paste in front. And we want to make sure these are evenly spaced out. There'll be nothing worse than if it's not even. I might go for 5 different corporate colours. Now they're nicely spaced out. I'm going to put a heading in here for colour palette, so I'm leaving a little bit of space in between. Now I'm going to use the eyedropper to get my other corporate colours. Now, if you don't have that many colours in your logo and pattern, you don't have to use that many different colours. You could make it 3 corporate colours if you like, and you can get the colours out of your pattern. The next thing I'm going to do is put in the pattern. They've called it accents. You just use the heading pattern. So I'm going to go back over here. Now, as you can see, my pattern looks a bit of a mess, so I'm going to copy it anyway. There's bits hanging over the edge. I'm going to scale it down, and then I'm going to crop it. So just watch carefully. Use the rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a shape. I'm going to make a long rectangle shape over the top. And then if I select using the black arrow, I just drag that over both things. Then I right click, I can go down to make clipping mask, and my pattern is nicely contained. Now I'm going to make this the same width, just because it's nice to have everything lined up as my colour palette. Put that down there. Now I'm going to put in my font selection. Now you can do this in a couple of different ways. You could type in the name of the font and use that font. So over here, if I actually go to T, I can double click on that. Now the font is Avenir Next Ultralight. So I might actually type that Avenir Next Ultralight. And if I make sure that it is actually correct, Avenir Next. And the other font that I've used is Hello Regular. So I need to think of a way to arrange those two things carefully. Now I could leave this as it is, or I might actually go up a little bit higher with this. I might actually try and create an alternative arrangement of this logo, or put this logo in black and white. It's really up to you what you do from here. You could come up with, if you've designed any other symbols or things, you can put them in as little graphic symbols. And we also need to do the heading after that. I might actually just do this in black and white. So I'm going to copy that and change it to black and white, which is maybe a little bit tricky. So making those two names black. might make that white. All right, so I've changed the logo to be black and white. I'm just going to drag it down the bottom. And I might actually make the arrangement a little bit different too. Make it like a long, skinny logo. Okay, and now I'm going to put in my headings. Color palette. I'm going to make these Avenir next. And I'll make them the dark grey. I've got to think about how I'm going to do my headings. I might actually put them in the very center of the page. Like this. Make them a little bit smaller. The headings shouldn't be big headings. Make sure they're all the same size. Pattern. Typefaces. And here we go. I'm going to call this one maybe alternative logos. I might actually move these right over to line up with, I'm going to actually pull in a guide. Have all of these little headings lining up over here. Now I'm going to use the line tool to draw a line. Just drawn a line. You've got to make sure that the fill isn't filled in and that there actually is a colour in the line just there. I'm going to copy that. And drag it down. Make them all the right size. It looks like it's all part of a cohesive design. Now I'm going to go View, Guides, Hide Guides, and have a look at what I've done. I might actually go over here, put another guide in here, View, Guides, Show Guides. I'm going to make these little lines that I'm putting in between the shapes all line up. There we go. Move that down a bit. Move this, make sure everything's neat and spread out nicely and lined up. Okay, View, guides, hide guides, and that's looking pretty good. So the last thing I need to do, just in the title block down here, type in my name in capital letters, so you'll be typing in your name. And there we have it, corporate branding board. You can delete that one off. All that's left to do once you've finished your packaging design here is make sure that you have saved it and make sure it's a PDF. So save as a PDF if it's not already a PDF. If it's an AI file, you have to save as a PDF and then upload to Simon. And next week, we will print out these packages on a nice card and we'll mock them up together. So make sure you upload to Simon by 3 p.m. this Friday, please.